Now, do voters deserve to know the Prime Minister's timetable for a handover to Peter Costello beyond the broad notion of 2 years or 18 months?
I don't think, as far as the public is concerned, a month here or a month there is an issue. I think that what is an issue for them is that they see with the coalition government a leader today who has been an astonishingly good manager of our national economy. They see Peter Costello as the obvious successor. That will happen during the course of the life of the next parliament if we happen to be successful at the election. And where they can take comfort is that the person who will take over from the current Prime Minister, if we win the election, is a man with enormous experience in managing the national economy. You could go Labor, of course, take an enormous risk and have people who have no experience of running an economy, and 70% of their front bench are former trade union officials.
Yes, but just sticking with this timeline question, because for some voters in this election, it is apparent that its time factor is an issue. Don't you think that voters would like to know how long John Howard is going to be around for, and what timeline do you think would be appropriate for a handover?
Well, I mean, John Howard said all of that. I don't think there's any virtue in, continually getting into the minutiae of it. I think that the central issue is, look, at the end of the day, it's economic management. That's the great issue of this election. And whether, John Howard retired on, January the 28th or February the 15th or March the 12th or whatever it might be, and sometime in the future.
Well, it's a matter of
the issue if I could finish, it's not going to be the issue in terms of economic management. The key for this country, for the ordinary people of this country, is not some sort of line that's being pushed to try to help the Labor Party about what particular day this is going to happen. The issue for the ordinary people of this country is the issue of the management of our national economy, and the particular month that this might happen, or within some period some 6-month period, is not going to get to the heart of that question.
You and obviously the government are talking a lot about the risk of going to Labor, about Labor's inexperience. You took over as Liberal opposition leader. You thought you could run the country and the economy back in 1994, I think it was. You were just as inexperienced, weren't you? What's different?
Well, I'm not sure what that's got to do with the price of fish. That was 12 years ago, but I can tell you this. Today, the Australian economy is going very, very well. This is an economy which is the envy of most countries in the world. I can tell you that, and that's today. And I can tell you that although we think that there are going to be difficult times ahead, and we do think it's going to be continually difficult to run the Australian economy, it's in the best interest, in our view, of the Australian people that it's run by people who do have experience. I mean, I often use this metaphor. If the Australian cricket team is winning, which it is at the moment, you don't go around and sack the whole team. Of course, as time goes on, personnel gradually change as people retire and so on. But you don't just sack the whole team and replace it when it's a winning team. Of course, if the team's doing badly, and Paul Keating and Bob Hawke gave us the recession we had to have, and 17% interest rates and 1 million people out of work, it's hardly surprising that the team got sacked. But in this particular case, Australia is going really very well.
Well, you're heading into the final overs. I suppose good luck with the last few days. Alexander Downer, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
It's 13 minutes to 8 on Breakfast.